Okay, how was your day?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. You? How was your survey that you had to do? Did you do your survey?
Mm, Yeah, I finished.
You
Yeah, I
finished.
just about to check.
Okay. And did it go good or did it go bad?
Mm, Good.
It went good. There we go. So you were stressing for nothing. Okay. So let's see what we are going to be doing today. Okay, we finished this one. So let's start from here. Okay, we finished this one. Okay, so now we're going to read the same story again because here we gave the paragraph heading: gratitude and tears, dressed to impress, early days. We answered this. Okay, so now we are on to this one. So now we're going to read the text again and answer the question. So I will give you a moment to read for yourself. When you are finished, let me know, and then we will answer the question. So you can go ahead and read the paragraph.
Yes. Yeah, I finished.
Okay, you finished. So now we have 5 questions that we are going to need to answer. So the first one says, in the 1930s, how did people know the results before the ceremony?
Because mm, everyone knows it, and because mm,
It is in the first paragraph, paragraph 8. Your answer is there.
yes, there them say that say that
The result
The result is on 1941.
Okay. No. See, if you read this paragraph, it says for the first 10 years, here's your answer. The results were given to the newspaper before the ceremony. So this is how the people knew who the winners were before the Oscar ceremony was actually held. Okay, so there is your answer for number 1. Okay, number 2. Whose uncle looked like the prize that was awarded to the winners? That answer is in paragraph B.
Uncle Oscar.
Okay, Uncle Oscar. But who was Uncle Oscar? Uncle Oscar was whose uncle?
I don't know.
Okay, if we read over here, the director of the academy thought the Golden Award looked like her Uncle Oscar. So the director of the academy said it looks like her uncle. Okay, the next one. Who votes for the winners?
Mm,
That
I vote
answer you will find in paragraph C.
the Academy of Motion Picture Arts.
Good. So the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences votes for the winners. Well done. Number 4. How much do the female stars usually spend on their outfits for the ceremony?
Free.
Good. Most times it is free. Okay. Why are the acceptance speeches often boring?
Mm, uh, mm,
Okay, it's in your paragraph E.
yes. Uh, of speak that the winner making the accept the Oscar offer boring.
Okay. The speeches they make are boring, but they want to know why. So it's because they're usually just a list of people they want to thank, and we're not taking that into consideration. And they often get very emotional, so it can be almost impossible to understand. So with this answer here, it's a longer answer because there is 2 reasons why the acceptance speech is boring. So are you going to be able to watch an acceptance speech if you can't understand the person because the person is crying? Would it be boring?
Yes.
Okay, so if I was crying and going, thank you so much to my mom, to my dad, and then I wipe my nose with a tissue, you'll get bored. You won't want to listen. Okay. Next one. Okay, now they want us to match the singular form of the words in the text with the definitions below. Okay, so in here we have one word that will mean the same as the sentence. So over here, the decision or score at the end of a competition. What is one word that means the same as that?
I don't know.
Okay, the decision or a score. So let's read A. The Oscar Awards ceremony is one of the most famous ceremonies in the world and is watched live on TV in over 200 countries. And all of the prizes were for silent film. For the first 10 years, the results were given. So at the end of the competition, the decision or the score is either the results or the winners. Okay, it's results, yeah. Because that means they haven't told you who the winner is. They're just saying there has been a result. They've come to a conclusion. Okay, and number 2, a very formal public event.
Mm,
Okay, remember the
mm,
words you are looking for are highlighted. So it's between ceremony, prizes, results, winners, and speeches. So we already know number 1 is results. So a very formal public
Speeches.
event. Pardon?
Speech.
Speeches. No, speeches is it's a talk. So if I tell you to say a speech, you are going to tell me, my name is Bob, I am 96 years old, and I live in Hawaii. That would be a speech. Can you guess another
Ceremony.
word? Let's see. Good. A formal talk that you give in public.
Speech.
There we go. Something that the winner of a competition receives. We have
Prize.
prizes. Good. And somebody who comes first in a competition.
Mm, Winner.
Very good. Okay. Okay, we are going to listen to a journalist talking about the Razzie Award, and then we're going to answer the question. Let's listen.
Lesson 4C, Exercises 5 and 6.
While every actor in Hollywood wants an Oscar, nobody wants a Razzie. Razzie is the short name for Golden Raspberry. It is an award given to the worst actors and films of the year. These awards are given out on the night before the Oscars. The local and foreign media are in Hollywood, so there is a lot of interest. Just not the kind of interest that most people want. How did the Razzies start? John Wilson, a Hollywood publicist, used to hold an Oscars party at his house after the real awards ceremony. At his party in 1981, he talked about the films that he liked the least that year and gave them little prizes. He encouraged friends to do the same. These parties were a huge success. So, later, he decided to start his own awards ceremony. Wilson made little awards from plastic raspberries and covered them in gold paint. They only cost $5 each and look terrible. 650 film journalists and film fans are now members of the Golden Raspberry Award Foundation, and they vote for the worst films of the year. Anyone can be a member of the foundation as long as they pay. At first, no Razzie winners wanted to collect their award, probably because they were embarrassed. But in 1988, Bill Cosby, an American comedian, heard that he had won 3 awards for Worst Actor, Worst Film, and Worst Screenplay. He said, "I want my golden raspberry, and if it isn't golden, I'm going to the press." So, a TV company made real gold awards, and Bill Cosby accepted them on a chat show. He said, "It was a lot of fun to do." After that, actors and directors with a sense of humour began accepting their awards on TV chat shows. Paul Verhoeven was the first person to go to the Razzies Awards ceremony to collect his awards in person for Worst Director and Worst Film. Other popular winners include Sandra Bullock, who accepted her Worst Actress award at the Razzies the night before she accepted her first Oscar for Best Actress for a different film. But most Razzie winners still prefer to pretend that they haven't won.
Okay, so we listened to that, which was it was a nice little story. Okay, so what are the awards given for?
Before the worst film and worst film of the year.
Okay, good. Just how the Oscars are for Best Producer, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Screenplay, etc., etc. The Razzies, or the Golden Raspberry, is for the worst of the same category. Okay, do most winners come to the award ceremony?
Yes.
Okay, no, most people don't want to accept their awards. Some actors and actresses have decided that they'll go and they'll accept it. Other ones still pretend they have not won. Okay. So now, do you want to try and answer the questions, or would you like to listen again and answer the questions? Because we need to answer true or false for the next section.
Yes.
Okay, would you like to listen again?
Yes.
Okay. So you can read the questions while you are listening so that you can answer them.
Lesson 4C. Exercises 5 and 6.
While every actor in Hollywood wants an Oscar, nobody wants a Razzie. Razzie is the short name for Golden Raspberry. It is an award given to the worst actors and films of the year. These awards are given out on the night before the Oscars. The local and foreign media are in Hollywood, so there is a lot of interest. Just not the kind of interest that most people want. How did the Razzies start? John Wilson, a Hollywood publicist, used to hold an Oscars party at his house after the real awards ceremony. At his party in 1981, He talked about the films that he liked the least that year and gave them little prizes. He encouraged friends to do the same. These parties were a huge success. So, later, he decided to start his own awards ceremony. Wilson made little awards from plastic raspberries and covered them in gold paint. They only cost $5 each and look terrible. 650 film journalists and film fans are now members of the Golden Raspberry Award Foundation, and they vote for the worst films of the year. Anyone can be a member of the foundation as long as they pay. At first, no Razzie winners wanted to collect their award, probably because they were embarrassed. But in 1988, Bill Cosby, an American comedian, heard that he had won 3 awards for Worst Actor, Worst Film, and Worst Screenplay. He said, "I want my golden raspberry, and if it isn't golden, I'm going to the press." So, a TV company made real gold awards, and Bill Cosby accepted them on a chat show. He said, "It was a lot of fun to do." After that, actors and directors with a sense of humour began accepting their awards on TV chat shows. Paul Verhoeven was the first person to go to the Razzies Awards ceremony to collect his awards in person for Worst Director and Worst Film. Other popular winners include Sandra Bullock, who accepted her Worst Actress award at the Razzies the night before she accepted her first Oscar for Best Actress for a different film. But most Razzie winners still prefer to pretend that they haven't won.
Okay. So, the award ceremony takes place before the Oscars. True or false?
Yes.
Okay, true. John Wilson started the Razzies because he hates all Hollywood films.
False.
Good. Okay. Membership of the Golden Raspberry Award Foundation is free.
False.
Good. No winners collected their Razzie Awards before 1988.
Yes. True.
Good. Sandra Bullock won a Razzie and an Oscar for the same film.
False.
False. Good. It was different films. Well done. Okay. Now, we are going to think of films that we've seen recently, and then we're going to discuss the question. I'm trying to think. I don't watch very many movies at the moment. So what I want to do is you can tell me what movie you like and what movie you know very well. And then I will go and watch that movie between today and next week, Tuesday. And then next week, Tuesday, we can do this and we can talk about it. Would you like to do it that way?
Yes.
Okay. So you give me a movie I must watch.
Interstellar.
Interstellar. That's actually not a bad movie. I haven't watched it in a very long time. So what I will do is I will watch that movie, and then next week, Tuesday, we will then do this question. Okay. Okay, grammar. We are going to read and listen to the dialogue between the two casting directors. Are the sentences true or false? Okay, there. So the questions we have to remember while listening to this audio is: Carrie Oakley is older than Antique. karaoke hasn't got a very good voice, or Sheila Blige isn't very experienced. Okay, so let's listen.
Lesson 4D. Exercise 1.
Now we need an actress for the lead role. Antique is certainly attractive enough.
Yes, but she's too old to play that role. She's 45.
That's true. What about karaoke? She isn't as old as Anne.
But her voice isn't good enough, and she hasn't got enough experience. She hasn't acted in many films.
What about Sheila Blige? She's as experienced as Anne.
Yes, she's perfect. Where's my mobile? Hello, Sheila? Listen, I've got some good news.
Okay. Is karaoke older than antique?
False.
Okay. Karaoke hasn't got a very good voice.
True.
Okay. Sheila Blige isn't very experienced.
False.
Well, good. Okay. Did you notice that these words... Okay, let me show you something so you can understand why I'm smiling. Okay. Antique is the same as, is pronounced the same as antique. This means old. Then karaoke is the same, or said the same as karaoke, which means singing. And then Sheila Blige sounds the same as she'll, which means she will, oblige, which means she will say yes. So they made the people's names sound like other English words. Quite clever. Okay. Complete the rules in the Learn This box with after, before, and between. Then listen and repeat the examples. Okay. So we're going to fill this in first, and then we're going to listen and repeat. Okay. An adjective comes blank, not as and as, not as tall as. Okay, this is a bit... Okay. An adjective comes between as and as. So, for example, as tall as. Okay. Too comes between an adjective, too tall, after an adjective, or before an adjective.
I don't know.
Okay. So if tall is our adjective, okay, where is the two? Is the two before tall? Is it after tall? Or is it between tall and another word? Okay, look here.
Tall.
see, here's our adjective. It's tall. So if I say you are too tall, does too come before tall? Does it come after tall? It comes before. So you say too first and then your adjective. So you can be too tall, you can be too short, you can be too hungry. I'm too hungry to learn. I just want to eat. I'm too tired to learn. I just want to sleep. So two comes before your adjective. Because remember, your adjective is your describing. Okay. Number 3. Enough comes blank an adjective. So does enough come before, after, or between? So if we look here, not good enough.
Between.
Okay, not between. You see, this here is in a bracket. So don't look at that. Just look at that. So we've got good enough. Does enough come after or does it come before? Good is your adjective.
After.
After. Good. Enough comes blank a noun. So a noun is a person, place, or thing. So not enough experience. But then again, don't look at not. Just look at experience. Look at enough. Don't look at not. Does it come before? Does it come after? Does it come between?
Before.
Before. Good. Okay. We often use an infinitive with to blank, to plus adjective or adjective plus enough. So you're old enough to drive. So this is a bit difficult. So okay, so it comes after to. So here is your drive will be an adjective. It'll be a noun, sorry. It's a noun. So you're old enough to drive. So that will come after your adjective or after your noun. Okay. Not as. Okay, so remember, as is more, we use it mainly when we are trying to compare something. So not as tall as Bob. So I'm not as tall as, let's say, Brad Pitt. Dogs aren't as smart as cats. So as and as we usually use when we are comparing something. Okay. So we use to compare two people or things. It also means the same as less than. So you can say Brad Pitt is less handsome than Jude Law, for example. Okay. So here we have some examples. Can you please read this in blue for me?
Jude Law is not an old as Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was born in 1963. Jude Law is 1972.
Good. So as can also mean equally. So please read the next blue sentence.
No.
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone is as tall as Tom Cruise. Sharon Stone and Tom Cruise are both 107 centimeters tall.
Okay, good. We usually use the object pronoun after not or after as when it is not. Okay, so Sarah's as intelligent as him. That's correct. Sarah's as intelligent as he. That is incorrect. So we have to change our pronouns depending on our sentences. But Sarah's as intelligent as he is. So if we add an is at the end of this sentence, it becomes correct. Okay, to and enough. To comes before an adjective, so before the describing word, and enough comes after an adjective, so after the describing word. This jacket is too small for him. This jacket isn't big enough for him. So small is your adjective, so to comes before. Big is your adjective, so enough comes after. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, and enough comes before a noun. So if we have a sentence with a noun, which is a person, place, or thing, it comes before. He can't buy it. He hasn't got enough money. Money being the noun. Okay, good. Okay, we have less than a minute left. Let us stop our lesson there, and then you can rejoin for your next 5 minutes. See you now.